When driving into East Tennessee on Interstate 40 East, you will notice two big towers off in the distance, and a lot of people have asked me about these over the years, and these towers are the first sign that you're getting close to what was a secret military research facility called Oak Ridge. The towers you can see from the interstate are all that remains of a project where they tried to create atomic energy airplanes. Thankfully that did not pan out, and all that's left is that research facility. Oak Ridge, originally founded as Clinton Engineering Works in 1943, was a secret city. The city itself supported the work of the scientists at K25, Y12, and all the other secret plants that were trying to create the enriched uranium for the atomic bombs used to end World War II. The city was behind a fence. You had to have special clearance to be there. It was a top secret facility, and a lot of the top secretness still is available, or you still can be seen as you enter and exit the city. The old guard towers that you used to have to stop and get your car searched can still be seen on many entrances. A lot of them have been lost, but these are two of the most well-kept and restored ones, and they are just a real testament to the city's history. Now, as you drive out away from town, you'll come to the K25 site, and there you will start to see some evidence of the site's past. K25 was once the largest building constructed in the world for one specific purpose, and that was to enrich uranium. The building sadly is gone today because of its unsafe conditions, and quite frankly, it was too radioactive to be repurposed. So the site has been cleared, but the gates that the employees had to go through to enter into the plant are still there. They're in terrible shape, but you can still see them, and you can actually walk up to them and take some pictures, as I did. Most of the site has been cleared, and it is now designated as a national park, and there is a very nice museum there that I'll show you a little bit later on in this video. I do really hope that there is a future preservation plan for this structure, since it really is the only thing surviving from the war years at K25. It just sits and is open to all kinds of weather and animals, and it makes me kind of sad, since the buildings and all the other supporting buildings have been lost, that this is the one thing that's still there, and I do really hope that they put some money into it soon. The old sign for the plant is still there, and it's kind of just forgotten. But once you go through the turnstiles and enter into what would have been behind a large fence, you then enter into the actual K25 facility. So this is the turnstiles and the security on the other side. Looking to the distance, you would have originally seen the building out there. The little round thing is in this middle of this image is actually a replica of one of the diffusion machines that they used to separate the uranium from the plutonium and all of the different molecules that they needed to separate. The vastness and just overwhelming size of the site of K25 does not come through in photographs or videos well. I just pointed to the back of that facility that was the gate, and then where I'm pointing now shows you where that huge building was that the historic photograph that I included before. There used to be buildings all through this area and all up on the hills, and all of those have been removed in the last 20 years, I guess, as the site is being redeveloped as more of an initiative for green energy and research. So there is some plans to really redevelop the safe area, but where K25 sits, where I'm pointing now, is not safe to be reused, and it will be protected from future development. They have recently opened a K25 museum, and I was really impressed with how well this museum is done. They have a restored gate from that turnstile building that we saw already, and when you come into these amazing cool old propaganda posters, and you start with an intro video, which I'll play a little bit of now.
In the Clinch River Valley of Tennessee, the town is now known as Oak Ridge. It has been critical to our national defense and to world safety to develop this site. It was a hardship for residents to relocate, but absolutely necessary for the war effort. There are 4 plant sites here at Oak Ridge, including K25, Y12, X10, and S50. There's a large residential area called Town Site, and construction camps at K25 called Happy Valley and Wheat Colony. What we have built at the K25 site is the world's largest industrial building, all for one mission: to produce enriched uranium through a process called gaseous diffusion. Our objective is to use this material to end this terrible war. Other questions?
What if this doesn't work?
For the safety of our nation and to save millions of lives, we cannot fail. It has to work. Welcome to K25. Be sure to always carry your security clearance pass. Use it to access additional information. Lights. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your attention. Please exit through the door to your right.
It's a priority. As you move through the plant, you will need your card to gain access, to learn about the operations unit, and to understand the critical role this facility plays in the defense of our nation.
The intro video, the augmented reality, and the security card information cards that you get really add a really cool new modern museum approach to this that I had honestly not really experienced other than at the National World War II Museum in New Orleans. I was so incredibly pleased to see a dedication to Bill Wilcox, who was an original Oak Ridger and had a huge role in preserving a lot of the Oak Ridge original structures and history. He was one of the most intelligent and most kind men I have ever met in my entire life, and I am just honored to have been able to know him before he passed away several years ago. I was also super excited to see some of the original photographs taken by Ed Westcott, another original Oak Ridger. He was incredibly kind to me and when I was working in preservation in Oak Ridge, and he was an awesome guy. He is fascinating. Because it was a secret facility, no one was allowed to have cameras. So every photograph that exists of Oak Ridge from the war years on until it was opened up as a public city in the 1950s was taken by one man, Ed Westcott, and he is often overlooked for his contribution to American history and preservation. As you move through the museum, you move into artifacts relating to the Manhattan Project, K25, and the original town site. They have packed a lot of information and a lot of artifacts into a rather small museum, and it is very well done. As you go through the museum, you see all aspects of life, from home life to working at the plants, and little cards that they give you when you start really make it interactive and fun. I would think this would be a very wonderful museum to take kids to. It's very interactive and engaging.
Gray air ducts vented heat from the building. The operating floor housed instrumentation to monitor the ongoing process. It also had controls to stop, start, and bypass components of the process.
The only aspect of the museum I was a little disappointed in is the home life side of things and the actual history of Oak Ridge as a town. I collect Oak Ridge memorabilia and furniture and things, and honestly, I have more stuff in my bedroom that's original to the town site than I was able to see in the museum, but I understand that they were trying to pack a lot into a little space. My overall impression of this museum is that it's one of the nicest, most well put together museums in East Tennessee, incorporating a lot of new museum trends and ideas. And I hope you enjoyed seeing it, and I hope you will continue to like and subscribe to my videos. Let me know what else you guys would like to see or what you would like me to make a video of in the comments section below.